Okay, so it is the 30th, right? 31st? 31st August, Detective Columbus Albrecht. So the exterior portion is with inside the green dots. Yellow cones was the start line. I did tell the competitors the chair, because I didn't want dogs bumping it. The chair was out of play to prop the door open. I was worried about them dogs bumping it and pushing it open. There was a total of 6 hides. 12 minutes, 6 hides. Hide number 1 is actually birch, and it's just tucked up. It's in a straw, tucked up right in here, right where my hands are. So birch and a straw, right there. That was hide number 1. That was the only hide outside. All right, inside, going on inside. Five hides inside, nothing in the doorway. I told them, because I used this to wedge the door open, this door was out of play. The entirety of the door was out of play. So, for interior, the big challenge was, there's been a lot of birds and mice and just environmental stuff here. Was a lot of distraction in that concept. So, hide number 1 in here was an inaccessible. This actually was clove, and you won't be able to see the hide. It's tucked up in behind. Now this hide was pretty cool. It did a pretty nice job of breathing out the cracks right here. So I had a lot of dogs get a yes right there, and it drifted over to this side and kind of hung to this wall here, and a little bit of it rolled out and kind of stuck along the red wall here and pushed a little bit that way. Hide number 2 is cypress, and it's right inside of the crack here. And I actually had a piece of paper on the other side to block odor from drifting to that way to keep it rolling out this way. So we had a nice little converging with that one and this one. What I found very interesting was a lot of dogs showed 2 hides very quickly between this hide and hide number 3, which is an inaccessible inside of this cabinet, tucked back in the cabinet. A lot of dogs would make a turn very distinctly and start to work, I call this on the reclaimed wood or barn wood. They would start to work that, and the funny thing is I saw a lot of dogs, because there was no direct object when they got there, like a chair or something like that, they would almost dismiss it. They would make a nice turn towards it, work a second, and then they would turn around and they catch this hide was drifting really nice, almost straight across and channeling or following along the contour of the barnwood. And we definitely had a converging. There was a lot of dogs that showed literally torn between 2 worlds in here, or turned to this side and it turned to that side very distinctly. So that was hide number 3 for inside, or hide number 4 overall. So all this space here, I actually, behind the counters here, was out of play. And I told several people, hey, I don't care if your dog goes and works it, because a lot of times the dogs needed the work behind there. Later on in the day, as it sat longer, a lot of dogs wanted to work the barnwood hide behind the red, and a lot of people called their dog back and didn't let their dog work it, sorted out. So all this was in, so everything on the outer side walls, if there was a green dot blocking it, it was out of play. Everything in the middle was all in play. So this was another really fun hide right up here, inaccessible. Behind, those are actually like picture frames or mirrors or something of that nature. Behind them, and I actually, it's behind here, and you see, I put some paper to block it from rising up, because it was really when I ran the demo dog, it wanted to do a lot of rising up out of it, so I put some paper that forced it down, and most dogs actually hit it from right down in here. Or some dogs hit it from the middle, but it very much stayed pretty decent low. And I was really worried about it, especially because if the demo dog right off the bat showed a lot of elevation to it, and obviously it got hotter as the day was going, so it's gonna be rise. That actually is also cypress. Cypress in a 10. Cypress in a 10. Barnwood was cypress in a piece of twine straw. So cypress in a straw, basically. Cypress in a 10. Behind the counter, the two behind the counters were closed. Okay. The hide that was behind here did do some drifting and kind of do a little bit of collecting over here, underneath here. So a lot of dogs actually spent quite a bit of time sorting out here. So that was hide number 4 for inside. Hide number 5 for inside was anise. And it is literally in a straw in this tassel. This was a really good example about people not allow their dog to work. Dogs wanted to go behind here. If you notice the green soccer dots, I told them the face of everything's in play. Behind there, it's out of play. A lot of dogs had to go behind here. They got odor and they would chase it and they would get to the edge and they would try to work their way back. And a lot of people that didn't afford their dog the opportunity to go find the edge, the dogs would start to dismiss it because a lot of people actually started using the dog's name. There was a lot of calm, et cetera, et cetera. When that happened, then the dog started dismissing it. And it drifted all the way down. It was drifting really, really well all the way down to about where the ladder's at, which also technically was out of bounds. A lot of dogs actually worked it off of the ladder and worked their way all the way back. So that was the 6 hides for this space. Overall, it went pretty well. Not as high of Q rate as I would like, and believe it or not, the hide that really got everybody, probably got the bulk of the people, would have been the hide that was on the barnwood. They would work it and then they would abandon it because of no object or the complexity of the 3 converging.